Hello! Today we're going to make a pizza pan stencil wall hanging project. I bought this pizza pan at the Dollar Tree. First thing you're going to do is sand down get the shiny. Sand it down, try to get the shine off. Once you do that, you're going to spray paint it black. It says wood, metal, plastic, or more. So this will work on metal. And then once you spray paint it, it's going to look like this. This is the back side with no clear coat and no sanding. This is the front side with clear coat, and I sanded down to rough it up a little bit just because I like that look. And then I punched holes in the top here so I could put a hanger on it and put some floral greenery in there. And to punch a hole, all I did was take a nail and a hammer and punch the holes. And I did 3. Just punch a hole in the tin and then bang. And then to open the hole up a little bit, I just took these needle nose pliers, if that's what they're called, and kind of twisted it in there to give me a little bit bigger hole. And then it's going to be rough on this back side, so don't cut yourself. And to prevent that from happening, I lined it up on the corner of my board and just banged it down on the edges so it wouldn't cut my fingers. So there you go, that's what it's going to look like. I like to use twine, so I'm going to make my hanger first and put that on there. Cut you a piece of twine and pull it through. This already has a knot on the end. Tie it up here at the top. You can shorten it or lengthen it. It could be any way you want it to be. Tie a bow. So there you go. Next step. Get your little. I like to use zip ties rather than Chanel stems. They secure things much better. Get you a couple of zip ties, and then I have these items here that I picked out to put up here to make a pretty full. And make your little bundle, and then I zip tie it together. You can see everything okay, Nicole? Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Zip ties, you have to get them in the right side or they don't make that zip noise. Okay, come on. There you go. There's one bundle. And then cut your tail off. Now we'll make our second bundle. I have 3 of these. So there you have your 2 little bundles. If these are too long, you can cut them off. So then you're going to find where you want to place them. That's why I did 3 holes. You could do 1 bundle through one and 1 through the other, and then we'll have a messy bow in the center. So again, back to our zip ties. Go through your hole, come back through, and zip tie your bundle to your pizza pan. Get your tie straight. Cut off your tail. Bend it around, fluff it how you want it to be. Then you're going to do the same thing. This one's not very tight. This one's a little tighter. There we go. Same thing here. I'm going to cut this off. It's a little bit longer than I want it to be. And then you have a center hole, and then you have a hole here. We're going to zip tie this bundle in that one. Oh, here's one right here. So there's your bundle. It's a little floral. You can lift this. Cut off your tail. Next, so there you go. That's what that looks like. Next, we're going to make what they call a messy bow. It's a great way to use up your scrap ribbon, or even you can use strips of fabric. And we're going to set that in the center. So I brought in my strips, and this is the second time I've made a messy bow. So bear with me. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I cut my strips, I think 9 inches. Then we can adjust them. And you can have as many as you like. The colors, you choose your own colors. So I'll start with this one and lay it flat. Then you lay your next color. I kind of like to make like an X as I go along. And then you lay your next color. A small X. Then you lay your next color. Turn that one just a little bit. So then I start with a little bit smaller, not as wide ribbon. And this is a piece of lace, so you can use anything. Piece of red. We'll see if it works. It may not work. We might all be surprised and have to use the one I already made. That one. That one. Spread them out a little bit. Pinch them in the middle. Another zip tie. I love my zip ties. Sometimes you gotta figure out what side you're coming in at. Now fold the ribbon in half. So get a better grip on it. Pull it through. Cut your tail off. Now, doesn't look like much right now, but we're gonna fix it. So I like to start with my bottom piece and fold it in half. cut on a diagonal. Then you get that little cute little chevron. I guess that's what it's called. And you just do that. That one's not as sharp. To your ribbon on both sides. And then you will spread it out. And you can go shorter as you get closer to the center. So there'll be different lengths. And these I like to just cut on diagonal. If I had a good pair of scissors. This one's kind of floppy, so I'm going to make it shorter. Put this one on the diagonal. This one. And this is my last one. So then you would just spread it out. Do some adjusting, how you want it to look. And that's how, scissors are bad. Let's try these. Oh, much better. You do a messy bow. I'm going to go ahead and leave this side since we have a completed bow over here. Clean up our scraps. And I took a piece of ribbon and tied a knot in it and wrapped it around. Let's see if I can show you what I did. To hide the zip tie. I just took a piece of ribbon, tied a little knot in it, and tied it around the bow from the back side, made another knot. Just to give it a finished look. Okay, my fingers are not working, but you get the idea. Must not have a long enough piece, but anyway. So then, I'm going to try, I didn't practice this at home, to insert the bow into my middle hole. So what I'm going to do, this should be tied in a knot, that would secure it, is slip this through here. Like so that it looks like that, the back side of your bow. And then I'm going to attach it like I did your flowers through that hole. Turn it around because, of course, I don't have it going the right direction. Then you can adjust your bow as you like. Spread it out, flatten it down, however you like it to look. So, that's that. There's your messy bug. I like them because you get to use up your extra ribbon that's laying around. So the next thing I thought we'd do is stencil the word welcome across here. And I found this stencil in my shop. It's really old, but we're going to try to make it work. So I'm going to lay it on here and I'm going to make it kind of cattywampus. I don't want it straight across. I'm going to make it like that. Figure out where you want it. And it's supposed to have some sticky on the back. I don't think it still does, but hopefully it won't peel off the paint. And then we're going to use white paint, craft paint. Shake it up. Get ready for stenciling. And I'm going to use a regular painter's brush. I tried it with a stencil brush, and because this is foam and it's not real thin, a stencil brush wouldn't work. So we're going to see if it works. A little bit of paint, dip your brush in, and then dab. Could you hand me a paper towel, please? There's some sheets right there. Then you want to dab your brush dry. You don't want a wet brush when you're stenciling. So you just kind of want to get a little bit. And then if you have to do 2 coats, you just do a repeat coat. This E doesn't have a hole, and the O doesn't have a hole, so it looks kind of silly. So I decided I'm just gonna take some black paint, craft paint, and put a little hole in the E. Now I got a trick that I use. Just gonna take the tip of my brush and make a circle. Make perfect little circles. There's enough paint on there. Do some, there you go. Perfect dot. So I'm going to put a dot here of black paint. And 2 dots probably right here because of the O. And whatever, if you make a mistake, it's fixable with paint. And then this E needs a hole. So there you go. Now let the truth begin. You're gonna peel off your stencil really carefully. And there is, you can see a little spots there. If you don't like them, take a brush when everything dries and clean them up, or you can fill it back in with more paint if you want it to be more prominent. So, there is your wall hanging. Voila.